What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at my melee weapon and face paint collection since release. Obviously, since the content has been cut for Battlefield 5, there really isn't much to kind of look forward to anymore, so I thought it'd be a good time to look back on the stuff that I've collected over the time since the game has been released. But let's get into it. Starting off with the melee weapons. Now, there's a few here that I do like. There's some that are just kind of weird looking and I never really used at all, but the Barb baseball bat is definitely the ones that kind of stick out to me. This one was very unique. It was part of a Tides of War reward that was only available for 1 week. I mean, it's just a simple baseball bat with barbed wire on it, but it's pretty cool and I really like this one. The fire rake was a Tides of War reward too. Kind of weird looking, but it was unique in its own way. I haven't really seen too many people with this one at all, but it's interesting to say the least. For the EGW survival knife, this was part of Chapter 5 Tides of War chapter rewards, so I don't know. This one is okay. I mean, it's kind of unique in its own way. It's just kind of a rusty little knife anyway. For the fire axe, this one is my favorite and definitely is my go-to. This was a part of Chapter 3's Tides of War chapter rewards, and it's pretty cool in my opinion. Even though it's very straightforward, it's something you don't really see on the battlefield. And I haven't seen too many people with this one too. It's very unique and definitely one of my favorites. For the knives, I don't really care for them too much. I just thought they were just kind of straightforward anyway. Some of them are copy and paste from Battlefield 1, and we've already seen them, so it's nothing too exciting in my opinion. For the Bolo Guna, this one, I've already made a video on it, and I thought it was quite funny because it looks like a straight up huge butter knife, and it's just kind of unique in its own way. I used this one for quite a long time. I thought it was pretty cool, kind of funny at the same time, but that's it. The Burn Plank. This one was actually one of my favorites, and it still is. Not only because it just looks like a burnt piece of wood. When you actually hit your enemies with it, embers fly off the melee weapon itself, and it has a cool little animation effect to it. So I thought this one was kind of unique in its own way. I still use it. It's pretty cool. It's part of the burnt bundle that's always on the shop for Battlefield coins. Definitely a cool melee weapon. It was one of my favorites for quite a long time. And really, the unexpected gift was my other unique melee weapon that's no longer obtainable, obviously. This was a Tides of War weekly unlock, I believe, and it was only available for 1 week. So it's, I don't know, I made a video on this one too, letting people know how you can obtain it. But again, this one, very unique. Cool looking, just a wrapped up baseball bat. Obviously can't get this anymore. Pretty cool. Now there's a few knives here, just didn't really care for. The Broken Bottle definitely gave me Battlefield 1 vibes. I always use that melee weapon in Battlefield 1. It was one of my favorites. I was quite happy enough to get this one. I believe this was a chapter unlock. I'm not 100% sure, but again, very cool looking. And that's really about it, guys. There's just some more knives I didn't really care for, and that's it. The Commando Machete was part of Masaki's Elite, so this one's pretty cool. I use this one all the time too. I thought this one was very unique, but again, it was tied to an Elite outfit, so it's kind of not unique in its own way. But that's pretty much it, guys. I didn't have too much for melee weapons. I just thought I'd show a few of them since they're no longer obtainable, such as the Unexpected Gift, the Fire Axe, and that's about it. So if any of you guys were kind of curious on what I've had since release, I've gotten every single melee weapon, but that's it. Now moving on to the face paints, there's not much here, guys. There's obviously a few we've gotten in the past few weeks as free login rewards. There's only a few here that I only really use and that are very straightforward. Again, not much here. The one I really like is the Copper Flame. This was actually a chapter reward all the way from Chapter 2, I believe. This one actually fits a lot of the US uniforms and definitely fits the Pacific very well if you use the uniforms actually match with this. This one is definitely one of my favorites, and again, I use this all the time on most of my outfits. For the glacial ones, the DAF, there's really not too much exciting face paints here. The golden obviously looks a little funny in my opinion. And the Dragon Spirit. This one is absolutely absurd. It looks pretty good on some Japanese outfits, but again, I mean, if you're rocking this as a US playing on Province, just don't. Just don't. Angel, Resistance, I mean, they're all straightforward, guys. There's nothing too exciting about these ones. Obviously, the Copper Flame being the blue rare quality is probably the most exciting one that I do have, and I've been playing since the release of the game, so these are just my face paints I've kind of obtained over time. But I am very glad that I did obtain the Copper Flame because it actually fits in very well with lots of outfits in this game. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is just my entire collection I thought I'd share with you guys over the time that this game has been out for. before, and this is everything that I've had since the release of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the look at this. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. It really helps me out. Also, if you're new to the channel, maybe check some videos out, and if you like them, maybe consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.